So many issues on the table: national debt and gas prices, and now who was born where and when. House Majority Leader Congressman Eric Cantor with me in studio, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
The news is jumping. Let's talk about this first, this surprise out of the White House. What do you make of all this birth certificate questioning?
You know, Bill, I have criticized members of my own party for making this some kind of issue, and so I'm really surprised that the White House is actually doing the same. You know, as you say, we've got a lot of things swirling right now. You've got gas prices over $4 a gallon. You've got over $14 trillion in debt in this country we're trying to deal with. You've got unemployment that's still stuck up around 9%. How in the world is this now the issue we ought to be focusing on? And again, if the White House press secretary says that this is a sideshow, why aren't we treating it as such and dealing with the bigger issues?
So you think the White House is actually giving it more credence than it should?
Absolutely. Again, I've said all along, this is an issue that does not belong in the debate. There are much more important issues for us to be dealing with, obviously.
Okay, let's move to some of those issues. Gas prices. I don't think there's a hotter issue in this country right now.
Oh, there's no.
We were on radio yesterday, and people were frankly ticked off. How do you think the White House is doing on that issue?
I don't think they're doing too well, and I don't blame people for being frustrated, because increased gas prices like this are nothing but a tax on everybody. And frankly, part of the reason why we've got the situation we do is we don't have any national energy policy. And so what does the president do yesterday? He sends a letter to Capitol Hill demanding that we raise taxes on oil companies. If you want to bring prices down, I'm not quite sure how that is the answer to our problem right now.
Are you referring to the subsidies? Because Speaker Boehner alluded to that two days ago in Ohio, suggesting that the subsidies to the oil companies should be taken back. Would you support that?
Well, listen, you know, what I support is overall tax reform. I mean, part of the criticism here is that an individual industry has been able to curry favor and get a preference in the tax code. That's the problem. Our tax code is a mess, and we are advocating through the Republican plan and the budget to go about reforming the tax code, bringing down rates so we can see an economy begin to grow again. Now, the energy piece is we're going to be dealing with that when we get back next week. I mean, the House position is very clear. We want the government, we want the administration and President Obama to stop denying the issuance of permits for exploration and production. We want the Obama administration to lift its essential moratorium on drilling in parts of our country offshore. And we've got other areas in our country offshore that want to actually begin exploration, and they're not going along with that.
The answer to the question, though, is no. You don't support taking away the subsidies.
I support doing so in a broader sense, okay? And I'm saying that the tax code as it stands now has failed. We need to go about broadening the tax code, getting rid of loopholes, special interest loopholes. If you characterize this as that, fine. If not, we ought to have the same rules apply to everybody, and that's the point here.
Okay, I want to get to debt ceiling. I want to get to spending cuts. I want to get to 2012. So stay right there. Eric Cantor, we'll continue in a moment. First, though, back to Martha now in London. Martha?